you want to do something, step out of your comfort zone, because life just doesn't feel as exciting when you're doing something that you feel like you have to versus something that you actually want to do. It tastes very light, which is part of why I started this entire YouTube channel. And we have a nice low-calorie electrolyte drink, and you'll be surprised, you'll be shocked that a lot of those things that you write down end up happening. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about some habits that helped me get my life together in my 20s. Today's going to be a very chill video. I don't really have much going on today. Probably just the usual gym. Probably got to do some grocery shopping. But yeah, guys, let's get into it. First, I just want to drink a protein shake. Yeah, trying to start the days off back on drinking protein shakes. And then also I'm going to do something a little different today. I want to start walking or like running in the morning. So I'm going to go to the treadmill down in my apartment gym and try to get like a walk/run in. Trying to like build up my capacity so I can get back into running. So let's get into it. So I ran out of my protein, so I'm going to be using my roommate's. I hope he doesn't mind. We share everything here, so it's cool. This is a GNC lean shake. Cookies and cream, 25 grams of protein. Let's see what it's talking about. I've never tried this before, but gotta get it in, so it's always interesting trying new protein. The worst part about opening a new protein is getting like the scooper out of there. Like it's always lost in the sauce. Damn, it's like all the way down there. Is it even in here? Yeah, it's like all the way down there. Jeez. I don't know about you guys, but I like to use water in my protein shakes. I just put a little bit of water in there. I like not to put too much because I don't like drinking too much volume. This might have been already too much. If it's too much like volume, I just get tired of it so quick. Let's mix this guy up. All right, so let's see. That's not good. That's pretty bad. It tastes like, oh man, I don't even know. It just tastes very bland. It tastes very light in like a bad way. Like the protein I usually have, but I guess I need to order. Actually, it's right here. I need to order some more. Man, these guys need to holler at me, man. They need to sponsor me. But this rice protein is amazing. It's like it's something that you want to consume. I feel like this is something I'd have to force myself to consume. But this stuff is the go. That's also why I don't like to put too much liquid in there, because if you do, then you're stuck drinking like this much rather than like this much. So it's just a little bit easier to stomach. Also, do y'all put milk or do y'all put water in your protein shakes? I know a lot of people like to put milk. I just think half the time I don't even have milk. That's probably the real reason. But to be honest, I think water tastes better. That is not good. All right, done with that. So first, guys, let's talk about the inertia principle. This is something that I learned that really changed the entire trajectory of my 20s, because in the beginning of my 20s, after I was graduating college, I was just very confused on what path I should take. And that led to a lot of analysis paralysis because I didn't know which was the right path, because I had a lot of interests and I had a lot of things that I wanted to do and I had goals I wanted to achieve. I just didn't know the best path to get there. And what I realized is that because of all these conflicting thoughts, I didn't really have a clear direction, and that just led me to not making any moves at all, and just led me to being stagnant for a long time. And that obviously caused a lot of like internal like struggle and just confusion because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then I was listening to a podcast, the My First Million podcast, and Sean Perry talked about what was the first time me ever hearing about this, but he talked about the inertia principle, which is basically that an object in motion stays in motion, is one of the laws of physics. And he tied it into life in that like a lot of us are on paths that we chose way earlier in our lives when we didn't really have a lot of information, and we keep making decisions based on that decision that we made so long ago, even if it's not in line with where we necessarily want to continue going. So for me, that was like probably, I don't even know how old I was, but when I was really young, I decided that I wanted to be a doctor because that's what my family was talking about. I knew they made a lot of money and they had a lot of clout, so I was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna do. And when I got into college, I kind of started shadowing and getting more exposed to what that life would entail. I realized that it wasn't really what I wanted to do, but because I had said I wanted to do it, and because I had done a lot of things that indicated I was going to go down that path, like taking classes, shadowing, investing money into like MCAT study and all these things, it seemed like I had to continue going down that path, or everything I did up until then was wasted. But at some point, I had to be honest with myself, and I had to be like, man, am I really interested in this, or am I just doing this because I'm already doing it? And at some point, I realized I was just going through the motions. I was just doing things, and my heart was not in it. I was just doing it because I felt like I had to. And that was a very tough place to be in, because life just doesn't feel as exciting when you're doing something that you feel like you have to versus something that you actually want to do. And what I realized is that it's okay to change directions and change paths, because not everyone has it figured out. And I know it seems like that, especially if you're like younger in your 20s. Even right now, I'm 27, it feels like a lot of people have everything figured out and I'm still like trying to catch up. But the reality is that no one has it figured out. Everyone, like, we're all in this life for the first time. This is our first go around. So like, you can't compare your path to someone else's path. Your path is going to be different. So you just got to trust in your ability to make decisions for yourself, and understand that if you continue to follow that intuition, the thing inside you that's telling you that, hey, this isn't really aligned with what I want to do, we all have that inside of us. So as long as you're able to follow that, then you'll get to where you need to be. Also, try not to fall into analysis paralysis, which is like where I was like hyper analyzing everything, making pros and cons lists, just really trying to like figure out the best thing to do. And the reality is that we don't know what the best thing to do is. Like, my biggest fear was having a regret and like choosing a certain path and being regretful of that path in the future. But the reality is, like, you won't know until you do it. So you can make the decision, and if you decide to change it in the future, that's okay. You can always course correct and decide that's not what you want to do. That was something that I had to realize within myself, and I had to just make a decision. And one day, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, and if I don't like it at the end, I can always switch. But for right now, I'm tired of feeling confused. I'm tired of not making a decision, so I'm gonna make a decision. All right, guys, let's go to the gym and get this walk/run in. I'm not trying to commit to the run, if y'all can see that. I'm not trying to commit to the run, so we're gonna start with the walk, and then if we could build up to the run, that's cool. If not, amen, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to build up that capacity to be able to eventually start running. So okay, guys, so the next thing that I did is that I stepped out of my comfort zone. This is a big one. All right, so a lot of people don't know this about me, but I absolutely hate public speaking. I know like everyone to some extent struggles with public speaking, but I literally hate it so much. And like, this is something I felt kind of insecure about. So I actually did some toastmasters class last year, and I just fell off. I stopped going, but that was a great experience for me, because it was one of the first times where I was able to confront that fear head on and really step out of my comfort zone. And I think in life we have to do that, because the places where we feel the most resistance and the places where we feel the least confident are usually the places where we can also experience the most growth. Like, even with starting this YouTube channel, that was something that really forced me to get out of my comfort zone, because I'm a pretty low-key person, and I just don't like attention, to be honest. And like, creating a YouTube channel and like posting content is something that doesn't come naturally to me, but it's also something I really enjoy. So I had to push myself out of my comfort zone and get over that fear. And a lot of the things I thought would be scary in like posting on social media, like, don't even exist. Like, half the people I know don't watch my content. And then the people that I do know that watch it, like, we have more to talk about, and they know me better because I'm putting my thoughts and my opinions out there online. So moral of the story is, don't allow fear to hold you back. If you want to do something, step out of your comfort zone, because all the growth and all the things you want in life come right outside of what you're comfortable with. Start cultivating that habit today. All right, guys, let's get this run/walk in. Okay, guys, successful run. Ended up running more than I did walk. Ran for about 25 minutes at a pretty average pace. Wasn't trying to go crazy, but yeah, so there's a guy beside me. I think you guys saw him in the clip. I just wanted to make sure that I was on the treadmill longer than he was. And I'm usually not like that, but I just wanted to see if I still had it. It was tough, but we did it. At the last like 10 minutes, I turned off my music. You guys should go check out my friend Ferd, my guy Ferd. Check out his channel. On his last video, he was talking about how he works out with no music. And that really challenged me, because we can really rely on music a lot and to find our motivation, but it's something different about getting that internal motivation. So the last 10 minutes, I was just like, all right, let's turn off the music. Let's see if we still got it. Just me and my thoughts. Let's go. Yeah, we got him. So petty, but we got him. The third thing that I did is that I chose the game that I wanted to play. So society already has a blueprint for how they believe we should live life, and that mainly for most people includes going to school, getting a job, getting married, getting a house, saving money, going on vacation once or twice a year, retiring, and then dying. And for most people, that is a great plan, and a lot of people are happy with that. But I realized pretty early in my 20s that that did not excite me, and nothing about that pathway really brought me any type of joy about my future. So I had to decide to play another game. And this was around the time where I was trying to figure out my career stuff and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I realized that the path that I was going on, which was trying to become a doctor, didn't give me a lot of autonomy and freedom in my life, because the majority of my life, especially my 20s and maybe even into my early 30s, would be spent in school. And a lot of that time that I had would be dictated by the programs I was in terms of what I could do. So I realized that for me, I want a lot more freedom, and I really, really, really value my freedom, and I really value my ability to be able to choose what I do with my time. So I needed a job that would give me that flexibility. Then I also knew that I enjoy business, I enjoy creativity, and I enjoy creating things from the ground up. I decided to start facilitating my life towards that and started to look for things that I could do that would allow me to achieve that, which is part of why I started this entire YouTube channel, because I can express myself creatively in ways I can't do in my traditional job. For everyone, what I've realized is that success and fulfillment looks different, and my idea of fulfillment might be different from yours, and that's okay. The important thing is to figure out what your definition of success is and decide to play that game. All right, guys, let's get upstairs. Gonna take a shower and make some breakfast. One thing about me is that when I run, I sweat a lot, so yeah. But anyways, gonna get upstairs, make some breakfast, and get this day started. Got a lot of things to do, so yeah, let's get it. Also, let me know if you guys have any recommendations for running shoes. I'm in the market for some new running shoes right now. I'm wearing these like Vapor Max, and they are very hard on my shins. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. Drop it in the comments. Okay, guys, so this is a electrolyte drink I've been messing around with because I'm trying to get off of drinking Gatorade all the time. So I saw this online. It's a mixture of coconut water, and then get some lemon juice, put a couple splashes in there, and then, because I have a sweet tooth, I put a little bit of stevia, just like a little splash, and that's it. Just mix it up, and we have a nice low-calorie electrolyte drink that's not Gatorade. That's pretty good. Sometimes if it's like too sweet or too coconutty, I'll put some more water in there. All right, guys, gonna listen to this like podcast type thing by Earl Nightingale. It's the Strangest Secrets. It's really good. You guys should check it out. That's all I'm gonna say. Really good. So the next thing that really helped me get my life together in my 20s was starting to take my faith more seriously. So I grew up in the church, but unfortunately, when I was growing up, my faith really just felt like something that I had to do versus something that I really felt personally connected with. But ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I've had to explore my faith on my own terms and figure out why I really believe what I believe. And in going on that journey, I've grown even more in my faith and realized that it's not something that I have to do, but something that I'm very privileged to get to experience. And since then, my relationship with God has grown in ways that I personally never expected. And what's really helped me is getting plugged in with my church and getting around a group of guys who are also on the same journey as me, and also being mentored by my pastor. All those things have really been helping shape my journey. I'm still a work in progress. There's still a lot of room to grow, but I'm really grateful for how far I've come and excited for where this journey will take me in the future. So yeah, guys, if you are like me and like faith is something that has always been in the background but has never been on the forefront, start taking it more seriously. Like, start getting plugged in with community, do what you can, and trust me, it's a step that's so much more important than everything else. All right, guys, get to the gym, get this workout in. It's also a lot hotter than I expected. It's like almost 70 degrees outside, which is crazy because like just last week it was snowing. The weather out here is so freaking bipolar. But all right, guys, let's get this workout in.
guys, so the last thing that I did that really made a difference in my 20s was that I created a routine. And it started in college. I read this book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. And it's similar to Atomic Habits, where essentially the concept is small habits repeated daily compound into massive results over time. And part of that is just trying to figure out who you want to be in the next 5 years, or at least the type of person you want to be, the type of lifestyle you want to live, whatever it is, like category of goal that you want to achieve, and working backwards to figure out what habits you'd have to start doing today in order to become that person. So I got super detailed on this. I mapped out like where I wanted to live, what I wanted to be doing, or at least the type of work that I thought would make me be happy and feel fulfilled. I mapped out the type of people I wanted to be around, the type of projects I wanted to be working on, basically everything. I just like mapped out everything, how much money I wanted to be making. And what's crazy is that like looking back, I basically achieved all of those things, and it just started from figuring out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to be, and figuring out what I'd have to do to get there. So take this step seriously, take some time to write it down, get out like a paper and pen and like actually write it down, and you'll be surprised, you'll be shocked that a lot of those things that you write down end up happening. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Comment down below what habits that you guys started in your 20s that helped you really like change the trajectory of your life. But if you can, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.